So the thing about APIs in 2025 is that most of the things that we do when we receive an API request are actually asynchronous. And so I think where a lot of times we used to give a 200 response to a customer, the reality is we should be doing a 202, accepted, in order to let them know that, hey, we got your work, we can do something with it, but can't do something right now. And I think the added benefit of this is it allows us to load shed and manage tenancy and noisy neighbors more responsibly. So the thing about a 202 response is that you've got to be able to provide input on how that API is working, right? So what's the status of it, especially on an API that does more than one thing in a request, which quite honestly, I think is more common than not. So if you think about this, right, you're going to post to an endpoint and it's going to go do a series of work. How do you let your customer know that that work is continuing and succeeding? So obviously headers are going to be key here, or you could do a response body shape, but I think headers are actually more intuitive for a 202. And then you can provide a location or another endpoint which provides a status and tells you, how much work is being done, how far along it is, and then ultimately when it's completed. There's another series of things that you can use alongside of this, such as webhooks or other push mechanisms, which will give your customer additional updates on what they're doing. But I think there's a criticality in terms of being able to do legitimate async APIs the right way. So step one is you have to submit the payload, right? Post request, you're gonna get a 202. Then after that, you're gonna give a new resource location that's gonna be responsible solely for the status of the message. Now, as you check that status, that API needs to be super fast. When it's done, it's going to give you another location that's going to allow you to see all the work that resulted from it. So it's 3 steps, 3 different requests. Is that too much? I'm not sure. So ultimately, I don't think 3 requests is too much. And I think that we can make this experience really great by having a specification that makes it clear and an SDK that wraps it all together in one awesome, wonderful experience. I'm Stan. I design APIs, and pizza's pretty good too.